whole like gear.
It's crazy.
They're doing the Gears thing.
It's crazy. Well, you'll have to wait to hear what we're talking about that's so crazy for a slightly later segment. What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another episode of the What the Fanboy Show. I'm Brett. That's Tyler. Luke's on the far end. He's messing with his mic.
My legs were askew, so my mic was falling.
I'm sorry. We really, we could get like a sandbag or something for you. Would make it hard to move, though.
I just turned the legs.
That works.
Physics.
That works. Oh, what a week.
What a week.
How you guys been?
Dude, I'm exhausted. Like, I won't talk about this later. I played in a softball tournament this weekend.
That's right.
Up in Kansas City. There was 361 teams. Did not know this is like one of the bigged tournaments in the Midwest.
Oh my gosh.
There's 63 teams alone in my bracket.
I'm assuming it wasn't a round robin.
No. The team I was on was not very good. Bunch of nice guys. Not great at softball. If they ever listen to this, I apologize.
That's why they recruited you.
Well, the guy who recruited me didn't show up to the tournament. So that was cool.
So you just up there not knowing anyone?
I knew like 2 people on my team. I was like, this is cool. But no, it was a good time. But I'm really tired. My body hurts.
Nice.
Such is life.
So I'm exhausted, but in a different way.
Yeah.
I sat in movie theaters and watched like 30 films at the Tallgrass Film
like
Festival.
30 full-length films?
No. Most of those were shorts. I watched
that's not even possible, is it?
I watched like 4 or 5 features.
Nice.
And then, 30 shorts or whatever. So, yeah. I had a lot of fun.
Quick pop quiz. Who's the most famous person you saw at Tallgrass? Not physically, in a short or film.
Oh. I don't know. I stuck to really indie things.
Oh, okay. Look at you.
There weren't any.
Did you drink your
there weren't any
IPAs and stuff?
There weren't any Ricky Gervais films that I saw this year.
Did you drink your IPAs and your weird little hat and your khakis?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I hate beer.
Hey, dummy, catch the football. Sorry, we have sports on tonight.
There's, 2 games? 2 big games? Well, okay.
Well,
one big
game and one garbage game.
The World Series is happening. The Dodgers versus the Yankees.
The Dodgers.
The Yucks.
The Yucks
Yuckies.
in New York.
Yuckies.
Yeah.
Wait, is it New York or do they play in New
They're
Jersey?
in New York, yeah.
Okay, I don't know where things are.
Baseball.
And then, who are the football teams that are playing Monday Night Football?
Oh,
Steelers,
Giants and Steelers.
Giants and Steelers. Who's favorited in that game?
I think the Steelers.
Because Russ is back?
Yeah, but he's trash.
Oh.
Najee Harris can't catch a football, but he can definitely run one there. That was cool. He hurdled someone.
Let Russ cook.
Please let Russ cook. That dude is buns.
Well,
Straight buns.
let's talk some trailers, and then we got a couple little reviews we'll do. None of us sat down and all watched the same thing, so I think we'll do some pretty quick reviews and some impressions of some things we're playing and whatnot. But Luke, what do you got over there for trailers? You see anything?
A couple. Did you watch the teaser for The Brutalist?
Yes.
Looks good.
Thumbs up.
There's not a lot in the trailer.
No, it's yeah.
I liked how it was made with like the scrolling
The
text
like
going
text.
across. So that was cool. And I mean, I guess it was made really cheap, and it's like 3.5 hours long, and
I didn't even hear about the runtime, so that's kind of crazy.
And I hear it's really good. So cool.
I did not see this. I didn't see any of the things you have written down, so that's a good start for me.
You didn't even watch the Severance trailer?
No, that I didn't. I send it to you guys.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Dana did as soon as I sent it to her, but I didn't. I sent it, dude. I've talked to you guys about this individually. This last week or so at work has been quite brutal, so I've just not had the energy.
I need to call someone and be like, hey, slow down.
Well, see, I don't think they're going to slow down
Production so Ty can get a break.
I don't think they're going to do that. I'll tell you more about that why later when we're not recording.
Anyway, Severance looks great.
Yeah, Severance Season 2. Ugh.
A new cast? What? What's going on?
What's happening?
I need executives to watch this show. Not Hollywood executives. 9 to 5 executives. You're like, oh, this is what it's like for all of you low people at your jobs. You hate it.
All you grunts.
Ah,
If you could be severed, would you do it?
no. You know what? Probably before seeing the show, I would have been like, oh yeah, that probably wouldn't be that bad. And then they show you the show and it's like, no, absolutely not.
That sounds like the worst.
Having to live just at work in between the hours of 9 to 5, it's 8 to 6,
Right.
would be a nightmare. And that would be one of your lives, and that would be miserable.
That would be miserable. I would hate that.
And I think the show clearly
Understands that. Right?
conveys that message.
I want to know, can you, like, slight spoiler alert for Harry Potter, which is 30 years old now. Much like with...
That's not how years work.
Well, I don't know. With Voldemort and how he, like, rips his soul apart, can you, like... Could you severance that, like, multiple...
Just keep severing
Just
yourself
like-
until...
I sever myself. I just have a sleep bread and awake bread. And then I have breakfast bread and dinner bread
And lunch bread.
and lunch bread.
It sounds even worse. Can you imagine living and you
Just
You're
in
only-
like 15 increment minute.
but like you sit down and it's just like, oh, it's lunchtime. What are we eating? You finish and then it's just like, it's lunchtime. The last thing you remember doing is eating lunch.
Oh, that would be awful.
So the only thing you do in life is to eat. I think like the more you split it up, the worse and worse and worse and worse it gets.
I don't know. Part of me does.
What do you sever? I only have diarrhea.
Toilet time.
So every time you walk into the bathroom, it's just like, oh,
Oh no!
Oh, great heavens.
that would be the worst.
Oh.
But yeah, Severance Season 2 looks great. I'm really curious where our Season 1 characters are. Obviously, I'm guessing that's part of the story.
I'm going to thumbs up it without watching it because I'm excited.
Big thumbs up over here as well.
The next trailer I have is Love Hurts.
Yeah.
This is Ki Hugh Kwan's new movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks... I'm trying to remember. I saw it before Venom. I can't remember if he was like a sleeper agent or he just used to be in a gang.
What?
And like his brother is looking for him, and Ariana DeBose shows up and is like, "Your brother's looking for you." Ki Kwan's like, "But I don't like to fight and hurt any people anymore." But now he's gonna.
Fight and hurt people?
No, he's gonna hurt some people.
It's John Wick-esque,
Okay.
Yeah.
but a little more lighthearted.
I think someone probably had this script on their desk and Everything Everywhere All at Once came out and they were like, I know a guy. We could make this work.
Yeah. I think it looks good. But I'll say I don't love the way it looks. Like visually. I thought it looked like a Netflix movie. It's like the way the background and the lighting is. But,
Yeah.
But if it's a good story, the action's good characters, then that won't really matter. So it'll be fun.
Sweet.
Fingers crossed.
I did see that the trailer was out, but again, I didn't watch it.
The action looks really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say the action does. I'm rewatching it now because it's been.
And obviously Key's great, so.
Because that was a Tuesday. That was a Tuesday morning drop.
Yeah. I didn't watch it all week, and then it was one of the trailers before Venom, and it's like, oh, great! And then I can watch it now.
Yeah.
The last trailer I have, which is not a trailer at all, it was a dude talking for 9 minutes straight about nothing.
The fact that you even bring this up, Luke.
You know what? Bungie wanted Marathon to be in the conversation. They wanted him to be like, hey, don't forget this game exists, and it's going to come out in a year. Maybe.
Maybe.
Hypothetically.
So here's our game director showing 2 pieces of concept art.
Yeah.
It was
Not gameplay.
It was
not-
so lame.
Yeah.
Did the
it's just-
concept art look cool?
Yeah. I mean, it's 2 runners.
Were they running a marathon?
they were hiding behind a wall and behind smoke. And you can like see their face and like a gun was poking out.
They're being sneaky.
And here, I can bring it up and show
The
you.
wind outside is insane.
Is it Wednesday?
Jesus.
So while Luke shows Tyler that, that was absolutely a very not worthwhile 9 minutes.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
Why are we doing this?
We do not.
It doesn't.
We do not
It
care.
didn't. It didn't feel like it brought any hype. So big thumbs down.
Every time there's a trailer,
not trailer,
people go, "Why is there no gameplay?"
Yeah.
Yeah, we've still not seen anything from this.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we have the teaser,
But it's not. But it's still not gameplay. It's just all.
And like, he's pretty much like, "We're making an extraction shooter."
But it's gonna be different this time.
That was pretty much exactly what he said.
'Cause we're gonna put a Bungie spin on it. Okay.
That was the Thief. And this one is Stealth. What's the difference? We don't know.
So yeah, some sort of class-based
Cool.
extraction shooter. I did see 2 other trailers. One is A Man on the Inside, which is the new Ted Danson.
Good place too.
Good Place. It's from Dan, what's his name? The guy who made The Good Place. It's a new TV series for Netflix. And about how this Ted Danson's character is basically like a undercover inside man at this old folks home.
So it's literally the same thing. Except instead of him being the devil, he's
No, I don't think so.
How does it relate to Inside Man with Denzel?
With Denzel?
Is Ted Danson in the walls the entire time?
Maybe.
Spoilers. That was a great twist.
I thought this was a whatever trailer, but I do like Ted Danson, and I think it has potential. Knowing Netflix, it'll get canceled after 30 hours on the service and not get a season 2.
How many people want
Will it get canceled faster than Concord? Real question.
That's the new...
Nothing will ever be canceled as quick as Concord ever again.
What is that, 12 days?
Yeah.
Something
Crazy.
like that. And then the last trailer I have is That Christmas. It's a animated Netflix...
Is it a sequel to This Christmas?
No.
Thus Christmas. This Christmas.
I'll be honest.
That Christmas.
I wrote this one down. I watched it this morning. I don't entirely remember what it's about.
It's about Christmas.
Brian Cox is Santa Claus.
Who?
And that's all I know.
It's about That Christmas.
Brian Cox. He's the Succession guy. Oh my gosh, Luke. So this one gets not a great trailer for me. I guess it's based off a best-selling like children's book. So yeah, will it be good? Who knows? But we'll probably check it out just because it's a kids movie and Christmas movie, and we're always looking for new Christmas movies.
Or you could just rewatch Claus. I mean,
We do every year.
do it anyway.
Just not 2 or 3 or 4 or however many. Oh. You said Claus, the Netflix one, not Santa Claus.
No.
Not the Santa Claus. Sorry.
There's only one, the Santa Claus movie, that is good.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's the one where he murders Santa Claus. It's like, hey, Santa Claus, get off my roof. Bah!
Pop, pop.
It's the version I like. That one's on Hulu, not Disney Plus.
Nice. Okay. Luke, you went and saw Venom: The Last Dance.
I did.
Tell us whether we should go see it or not.
No.
Ooh.
At least not in theaters.
Dude, this one has the worst review scores of all 3 of them.
It does?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's my favorite one.
Yeah, it debuted at like 30%.
Yeah, but what's the audience?
The audience
score?
on those is all super high.
Exactly.
Let's look, actually. I'm curious. Because I actually have not even looked. 38%,
Maybe they made
okay.
it. Maybe they made it for the fans.
Of course they did. Well, I was going to say The Rock's in it, but that's not true.
Yeah, it's... Listen, I'll just kind of summarize my letterbox. I just wrote, I don't like the first 2 at all. but I disliked this one less than the other two.
Okay.
And
That's a very good review, actually.
The only reason is because there's a really... Hold on. There was a cool action... I don't want to say really cool. There was a cool action sequence in the third act.
One decent action.
I thought it was fun. And I haven't had fun through any of these movies. It's just been miserable.
Could you actually see the set piece? Because that's been
Yes.
my biggest issue, is you can't see anything.
It's like in an underground bunker, and it's all lit up, and you could distinguish which character was which.
That's cool.
Hey, that Morbius fight was like in an underground
sewer
sewer,
system.
and you couldn't see anything.
We woke up right.
I
as that
didn't
happened.
either. Eyes were closed.
Yeah.
Sleepy. But listen.
Did Michael Keaton show up in this one?
No.
Dang it.
Oh, that would have been amazing. It's not good. The first two aren't good. This one isn't good. I understand a lot of people did like the first one.
Yeah.
I don't remember what everybody thought of the second one.
Oh, dude, that movie's bad. That's bad stuff.
Honestly, I like this one the most just because of that action sequence.
All right.
Nice.
I thought it was fun. And that being said, the first hour and a half, I was miserable for a lot of it because there's no good characters. You can't understand Venom. He's just constantly talking, and it's just in this really low register, and it's all gargly, and it's kind of like, okay, I'm picking up half these words, and I can kind of figure out what we're doing because this story is so simple. There's so many characters in the movie too. Like there's like 8 doctors. There's a doctor subplot. There's an army subplot. There's a family caravanning across the country to get to Area 51 because they want to see real aliens subplot. And then there's Tom Hardy.
Jeez.
There's just so much going on in this movie, and I don't know why.
Neither do they. Don't worry.
We didn't need the family. Take all of that out. You cut out 20 minutes.
Is it the Russian family from Justice League?
No, this is Tom Hardy like ends up in the desert, and he's trying to get to New York because he and Venom want to see the Statue of Liberty, and they're like on the run because of what happens in the second movie. And he runs into this family, and he just hitchhikes with them, and they're going to Las Vegas. And you're just with them for so long. It's like, we don't need these characters. We can just crash in Las Vegas instead of the desert and just walk right in. Cut a lot of time right there. A lot of the doctors are just kind of irritating. Although I will say that I think the one interesting character, and it was nice because you see the character and you're like, you're dead. 100% this character is going to die. And you think they're going to be just that character, and they weren't, which I honestly appreciated. So there's my 2 positives.
Nice.
Area 51 fight scene and Christmas Doctor. The rest...
That Christmas Doctor?
Yes. It's all connected. But, like, the movie starts off with Noel, and he's just giving exposition about who he is and what his plan is. He's just like, I'm Noel, and I need this thing, and Venom has it. Go get it. It's like, oh, okay. It's just 5 minutes of him telling us exactly who he is. The villain isn't even Noel. It's like a spider crab thing.
Does Noel look cool?
No, you never see him. All you ever see is his hairline.
Oh.
You see him in a post credits. Looks like CG. I forgot about that. But no, in the trailer, he's on the hanging on the plane,
Yeah.
and that thing attacks him on it. That's the villain.
Yeah.
And it's just chasing him, and he's got this thing in his neck that it can sense when they combine into Venom, the Lethal Protector.
Oh.
And so whenever they have to like fight or whatever, it can just sense where he's at, and it chases them. It's indestructible, and it like eats things and chews it and chops it up into a million pieces and shoots it out its neck.
I'm gonna be honest. Permission to speak freely. This sounds incredibly stupid.
It's very stupid. The story is. I'm trying to even remember what the story is. They're trying to go to New York.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Based on what you've said, I can't figure out what the movie's about.
They crash land in the desert, end up in Vegas. The army's looking for him because he killed that cop in the second movie, but he's not really dead. Spoilers.
Whoa.
I don't know if that's spoilers.
I don't even
He's in the
remember
trailer.
this. But...
Dude, I was watching this and they're talking about, oh, he killed this cop in the cathedral and let there be carnage, and I'm just like, man, I don't remember that. But I'm not watching the first two movies.
There was a cop. Yeah.
The story isn't complicated, but there's just so much going on and you don't care.
Yeah.
That it's hard to really remember what they're even trying to do.
Interesting.
And then they sing David Bowie's Space Odyssey in a van for 5 minutes, and you're just like, let's go.
Does it kind of seem like this creative team knew that this was
the end?
The end, and it was just kind of throw as much in there as we can? Because, like, at a certain point, I get that. Like,
no.
If you want to do...
all.
Okay.
I think they were just... Because like, the family. The family in the van.
Mm-hmm.
They're there to make Eddie and Venom heroes. Because it's people to save. And, like, Eddie, like... kills a government cop army person and he feels bad, so they're like got all these different sympathy storylines coming in, but I mean there's just, you don't care, and the characters make such dumb decisions. You're just like, this isn't what you should be doing right now. And I feel like it's not what you would be doing right now, so why are we doing it?
Yeah.
There is also a cool sequence where Venom has to, like, we got to see the horse.
Right.
He attaches to a lot. They attach to a lot of animals.
Okay.
In one sequence. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, the credits, they do a lot of Venom versions.
Neat.
Which is also pretty cool.
Yeah.
So there's that. But
those will be on YouTube in no time.
Oh, yeah. The credit sequence will be on Twitter in probably like 3 hours.
Right. It's not already.
It's probably, the whole movie's probably already on,
it's on
Paramount
TikTok.
Plus. But hey, listen, the movie ended, and I didn't hate my life after the first two. So I think that's positive.
It's some kind of recommendation.
I think if you like the Venom movies, just wait for it to be on.
So
Blu-ray
even like yeah,
Netflix.
It's a straight to streaming if you enjoy the Venom movies. But if you watch one or two, and they really weren't that interesting to you, probably just skip it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's a reason to see it in theaters. It didn't really feel cinematic. There wasn't like a giant explosion or a sweeping shot that made me go, whoa. The music, don't remember it. The only Venom music I remember is the Eminem song, and that was Venom, Venom. But yeah, I can't recommend people go to theaters and see it. I saw it because I was bored. That was really the only reason, and it was short.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw the first two. Let's go finish this thing off. Tie with a bow.
Right.
And throw it in the river.
Was the post-credit scene good?
Hold on, let me remember it. The first one was kind of funny. There's a character you meet in the beginning, and he shows back up at the end, post destruction, and it was enjoyable.
Nice.
The second one was null. It's like, who cares? But they also like clearly tease stuff in the movie of stuff to come.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if this is gonna happen.
It's with Sony, so who knows, right?
Did they tease a Spider-Man?
No, it's another symbiote.
Oh. Which one? Scream? No, they already did Scream.
The purple electric one.
No clue.
Electro. Oh no, wait, that's the Spider-Man villain.
Sonic the Hedgehog. They were very
Sonic.
fast.
Oh, interesting.
So it's kind of like Sonic or the Flash, I guess. But purple and looked like Venom.
Cool.
Come and get him.
So is your
Straight to stream.
straight streaming? Okay, it's kind of where I figured you'd end up based on this conversation.
Well,
I was honestly, my expectations were so low. I think it surprised me.
Nice. I always like when that happens, even with a
stinker.
bad movie, but you just have no expectations for it. It's like, oh, that was somewhat enjoyable.
I think far and away the worst one is the second one.
Oh, dude, the second one's so bad.
Which is just like, it's chore to get through.
Yeah.
And that is the shortest one.
Dude, that movie feels forever long.
You know what? This might be my favorite Sony Spider movie.
Extended Spider-Verse
And then whatever
movie.
this universe is.
We need to marathon the extended Spider-Verse.
Let's see.
We have the three
There's
Venoms.
3 Venoms, Morbius, Madam Web.
Yep.
So it's probably Venom 3,
And Craven in December.
Madam Web,
Oh.
Venom 1, Morbius, Venom 2 is my rankings
Okay.
from best to worst. God, dude, Let There Be Carnage was so bad. And thankfully, Madam Web, while it is awful, was so funny to me.
Yeah, it's so bad
It has
it's funny.
entertaining, qualities.
I gave it 2 stars on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
It was my highest of all the movies. Congrats, Venom: The Last Dance.
Was there any dancing in it?
Yes. He's in
goodness.
Vegas, and he just finds Mrs. Chin there, and she's like, "I've won so much they gave me the penthouse suite. Let's go up and dance." And they dance, and the monster shows up.
That's not creepy at all.
Dude, it was.
I don't
was
understand what this movie is.
It made no sense that character was there.
She's a callback character, man. Gotta work her in somehow.
Her scene in Spider-Verse 2 made more sense than this.
Oh, goodness. Well,
Mrs. Chen. However he says things.
Like a turd in the wind. Dude, I did see a clip from Venom 1 of him talking. They straight up Christian Bale his voice, man. It got worse every movie.
they had a different director every movie.
In the first
so...
one, it's just low. And in the second one, it's even lower. Been kind of gargly. What is this one? I turned into a horse!
Oh, my goodness.
Just get to the next scene.
You mean Tom Hardy chewing up an accent or
No,
a voice?
surely
never,
not.
Never would have had that on my bingo card.
Sure.
It is really funny when they try and like make the movie emotional too. Like they really try and grab you, and I'm in the very back row, and I'm just like, like this isn't the emotion you're going for. This is just funny that you're trying this hard.
Classic.
Well,
Classic
straight to
Sony.
streaming for Venom 3 for those keeping score at home.
Congratulations. That's a huge upgrade from Dumpster Fire for the first 2.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
I would rather be a straight to streaming than a Dumpster Fire.
100%.
I think I straight to streaming the first one.
I can't
Dumpster
remember.
Fire the second one for sure.
I can't remember what I rated any of them. Honestly.
In the wind.
Honestly, I barely remember the first one. I just remember the way they said symbiote.
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 I just remember hating the villain in the first movie because they were fighting and
It was
like,
Was it Riz Ahmed?
Yeah.
You right?
It's just like, which one is Venom and which one is Riot? They're
Yeah,
just,
because Riot was like navy blue.
and then
Yeah.
Riot
And then
would
like
like
all the
it's
all
all
those
at night. So
yeah, all at night, and all the color grade on the movie is blue, and like it just doesn't work.
and then Riot would like make one of his weapons, and you're like, oh, and then they would get intermixed, and you're like,
And then it would freeze, and they would like peel their faces open, and they're like talking, and
And
you're like, "What is this?"
no, they did that a lot less in this one. I
That's
liked
good.
that.
Yeah.
They just left Tom Hardy out of Venom in this one.
They just let Tom Hardy be Tom Hardy.
Well, they like had floating head.
I do vaguely remember in Venom 2 the final fight being more entertaining than the final fight in the first one. It was at that church.
I remember he killed the priests, and I thought that was so weird.
How sacrilegious.
Didn't he
I
like
just thought it
throw
was
him?
like a
Just a
dumb movie.
weird thing.
It was one of those. It was like a shock thing.
Yeah.
And they do that in this one too,
where
the like characters just get super unnecessary, gruesome deaths. And you're just like, what was the point of that? You could have just stabbed them, and it would have been equally as effective.
Oh goodness!
Also,
all right. Yep.
So sorry.
Nope, you're good.
Like he's running away from the government people, and a monster's chasing him, and so he doesn't get found. Venom like disconnects from each other because he can only see them
when they're
Codex staying in his neck.
Yeah.
When they're combined, so they separate, and then the monster is like, "Oh, these government people are shooting me," and it eats them, and it like sputters them out. It's like his mouth is like a grinder, and it's like, I would have saved that for later, when a more important character
gets offed, kind of a thing.
Yeah, because like it's a very specific way to kill symbiotes. It eats a symbiote and it chops it up and it kills it, and it should have been like, you can hurt me.
Yeah.
It's like you do that to John Doe, army boy, man, nobody. It's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it worked for other people or not. I was just kind of like, okay, that felt unnecessary. It made
kind of like this whole trilogy.
It just kind of made you think they really wanted to make all of these R-rated, but were never allowed to.
Yeah.
Well, we know Tom wanted them to be R-rated.
Oh, but Kraven gets to be R-rated with superhero Lion Man versus supervillain Rhino Man and gangster Fat Russell Crowe.
I'm just convinced that the Kraven movie is an Animorphs sequel.
I'm convinced that Kraven will also be dog crap.
Yeah, I expect nothing less.
Dude, they played that trailer before the movie, and it's just like, oh my gosh, there's another one.
Dude, what's next? They got to get another one in.
Spider-Man 4.
I think there's a news story about that later on, right? Well, before we get over there, I finished up The Legend of Vox Machina, Season 3. 12 episodes. It's really good.
Yeah. I'm like...
You're what, halfway through it?
I think I've watched 7. Yes. 7.
Yeah.
I've watched one episode of the third grouping, so...
The first 9 episodes are basically an arc. And then the last 3 is a weird kind of epilogue. I think for the most part it works because they're trying to tie up at least one loose end, and it's paced a little funny, but overall I really think like the character work they do in this season is really nice. It's not just more of the same. The team is evolving, their needs and emotions are evolving, relationships, friendships, the personal struggles are deeper. I don't know how much stuff with like Scanlan you've seen this season.
The last thing I saw of Scanlan that they showed in episode 7 was he shows up at the bar and his daughter wasn't there. He was like too late.
Right.
And that's it.
Right.
That's all they show in that episode.
Yeah. So he has, after that, because of what else happens in that episode,
Yes.
like he has some real issues with the choices he's made. I think is really interesting how they try and tackle him as a character emotionally, where they go with that. Keyleth as well has like a really solid arc this season because she's interested in like expanding friendships maybe into relationships, and then there's people, a character who's maybe not as into that, and there's resistance there.
Oh, he is.
It is but isn't, right? Yeah. but what she wants and what she needs are two different things. And in an ensemble, sometimes it's why TV shows do so well for ensembles, because you are able just to give through the course of multiple seasons each character their own like time to really develop those arcs. And so I was really happy with what they're doing and how they kind of are wrapping up the Thordak storyline in there. So my only real, I don't even know if it's a con, but the last 3 episodes really do feel they're relevant, but they're somewhat disconnected, and it's like it almost feels like they could have been like a kickstart of the first 3 episodes of season 4. Is kind of like what it could have been. But hopefully that just means season 4 has some really awesome stuff coming, because they have renewed it, so
yeah,
it did get renewed. But I don't want to go into anything too spoilery, because I know Luke's still in the middle of it, and Tyler hasn't watched. Have you seen season 2?
No.
Oh, have you? You haven't watched any of them?
I've watched a little bit of season 1.
Oh, okay.
And then I was trying to watch it one day, and there was tits in it, and I was like, well, I can't watch this while the kids are awake.
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right, well, I'll watch it sometime.
But you're safe because it's animated. Nope.
Yeah, like usually the animated stuff I can get away with.
There's lots of gore.
There's a lot of gore.
There's language.
I definitely feel like they've found their... Like, anytime a new show starts, they're trying to find that, what is the balance of everything, right? Like, I think Game of Thrones leans really heavy into the sex early on in the series, and like slowly gets away from that, but they kind of find what they are.
And then they'll randomly drop in like
they do
most egregious thing. You're just like, how?
What?
Wow. Didn't need that.
Why? But I didn't feel like there was any nudity. I don't remember off the top of my head in season 3. They've instead, I feel like they're lean, like their blood and gore and stuff it's not invincible levels of
that episode where they go
but...
into the city in hell,
dude,
was super gory.
It was
also super good.
Yes,
the whole thing in between what's the Pike and the demon guy, the devil, I guess he'd be, was awesome.
Yeah, the game
and the game and how she won, and I always like Pike's little side personal quest of like her and her Everlight,
her religion,
God thing, and like how where I'm at, she can't do it anymore.
Yeah, and like I said, each of these characters have, maybe not each of them, but most of them have, character progression.
I'd say there's a couple each season. Like Grog had one last season.
Right, Grog is a good example of this season. He kind of feels sidelined. He's not. His real character growth moments were from last season, and now he's just there as and I say just in like air quotes, right? Like he's there for emotional support, comedic relief, and to punch things really, really hard.
Oh yeah,
because he likes punching things.
Even more with his gauntlets.
Right.
Punch things even harder.
Right. So yeah, it's interesting how some of those story threads that have been woven in, I think even earlier on than I thought are still relevant to the story. Mm-hmm. All while at the same time introducing us to new characters, and I think episode 9 is it's like a really big battle, and I'm very curious to your thoughts on how I loved it. But
yeah, I'm excited. I would have probably watched a little more, but I've been playing Black Ops 6, so
that's fair. Well, before we talk about Black Ops 6, I give this a fanboy worthy, by the way. Sorry.
It's a great show.
It's very, very good.
I can agree with you, and I haven't finished it. So.
Yeah. Definitely a recommend if you're into fantasy or D&D or any of those things. So if you're Looking for something to watch. Yeah, news. We had some news happening this week. Tyler, do you want to start us off?
Yeah,
with
there's
anything?
a bunch of like movie stuff that's being announced. There's an Alien Romulus sequel in the works.
Yeah.
Thought that was cool.
Fox, yeah, they announced a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we got the Predator Badlands, and then another secret movie which I saw is an animated film, like an animated anthology film thing. So that's really cool. There's
Speed 3. Woo! Is Keanu coming back for that?
I don't know, but speaking of Keanu, there's a new John Wick anime movie that will be a prequel to the first one,
That's right.
which I think is an awesome idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, how crazy are the kills going to be in anime?
Oh my god.
Dude, insane. We got Spider-Man 4.
John Wick in his prime? What?
Yeah, we get Spider-Man 4 filming in 2025 next summer. Coming out July 2026. So that's
With
Dustin Daniel Cretton.
yeah,
yep.
directing.
Yep, so that's cool.
And it's interesting. I feel like, was it just last week or 2 weeks ago that we were talking about Tom Holland was on like a press tour, and had mentioned how like there was a script, but like it wasn't quite there yet. Did you see that? Or maybe we didn't talk about it. Maybe
I think we just talked about him being in the new Nolan movie.
That's right. That's right. But
But he did talk about that.
he
on
did
his
talk.
tour.
I just thought it was interesting to hear that and then hear, oh, we're filming this summer. So like,
They
even-
don't need a finished script.
No. But as long as they have kind of the idea, they'll be tweaking that script until post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other movie that was confirmed to be coming out / made is New Apes 2027.
Yeah. Very excited about that.
Very excited about that.
And amidst the Predator stuff, the Blade movie was removed from the MCU calendar, and they put the Predator Badlands movie in that slot. So
Yeah. Although supposedly the current draft of the script Mahershala Ali likes,
Yeah, they're still trying.
he's gonna leave
it's-
that project, dude.
It's the rumors are that I think that the budget's getting smaller, and it's gonna be like a not quite as much of a tent pole as they were.
He's gonna peace out on that.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
There's only one blade.
You can't. When did that get announced? Like 2017?
It was like 2020.
The teaser was in
I guess-
Eternals, but we knew about it before then,
I guess
and that was
Endgame
21.
came out 2019, so at least has to be after that.
So probably late 19. They would have announced the Phase 5 slate after Endgame, which would have been spring of 19. So
The Eternals post-credit scene remains the funniest because you got
you got 2 in there.
just a whole bunch of castings in there that haven't.
I haven't
Paid
gone
out.
anywhere.
Nobody liked Eternals. Oh, some people did.
Brett didn't hate Eternals. I like it. I like it more than
I
most
didn't
people.
hate it. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
We needed to distinguish that. Didn't
That's fair. That's fair.
Just didn't like it at all.
And we also got the new showrunner for the God of War show at Amazon. That is Ronald D. Moore. He did Battlestar Galactica and Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
I like Battlestar Galactica.
He's done a lot of
Interesting.
really good stuff actually. He's actually pretty good.
I was gonna say, is there anything that would be slightly more relevant to the story that they're trying to tell?
Or recent.
Like, just neither of those feel like I'm hiring this person to make God of War because of these.
He's an EP on For All Mankind.
These are all like
Sci-fi.
sci-fi.
Yeah, everything he's
I
done.
mean,
is
sci-fi and fantasy are the same thing. Just got to call it magic instead of science.
Those are both on. Like, all three of those things are big ensemble.
That's not an
things,
alien.
though.
That's a dragon.
Yeah, literally everything is.
I mean, not
sci-fi.
that he had like. There's gonna be a writer's room. Like, now that he's.
Oh, he did the story for Mission Impossible 2. That's the only non-sci-fi thing he's done, pretty much.
All right, I'm curious.
This is the best sequence of football from the Chiefs game.
I am okay with it.
You almost
So-
said the entire weekend, and
Yeah, I
then
did.
you were
And
like,
then I remembered
you were like,
the
oh
Commanders,
yeah, I
like,
remember.
okay, not true. But from the Chiefs game, yes, that was so awesome.
Luke, what news stories you got over there?
Did you guys hear about Waitgate? I know you have. We texted about it. Destiny's Waitgate.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is this where the perks or something are weighted? Not random like they have said?
So they're not weighted intentionally.
It's a
This
bug.
is a huge like issue in Destiny.
No, it's not a bug. They've not said that.
But like,
It's an interesting thing.
if you play a looter shooter, I would start kind of tweeting at the devs and being like, does this happen in our game?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you played like Borderlands or I don't know how Warframe works or any of those other games work because I haven't played them.
Yeah.
But like, people were playing. Whoa there! People were playing Destiny and they're farming the new dungeon, and they were going for like one specific gun, and nobody was getting this role. So like, people were just like, okay, Bungie's obviously waiting the perks, and Bungie had to come out and say they're like, we checked just to make sure we don't wait our perks.
And then
The nerds went
Oh,
crazy into research,
Got the
and they
maths.
eventually figured out in the API in the list of perks, if they're right next to each other on the list,
uh-huh.
you're more likely to get it than if they're one spot away. Even less likely if they're another spot away, and even less likely
and
if it's
the exponential
even
like range is crazy.
like
The first is like 28 or 48, and then it's like 326, and then it's like
There's some
4,000. It's like, oh,
there's some guns that have 12 perks in each column, and people are like, if you get a god roll on this, you should buy a lottery ticket. Because it's like almost like 1 in 500,000 chance.
yeah,
gosh.
it's crazy. There's been some. I watched Paul Tassie's little breakdown, and he
Yeah.
had like the graphics and stuff pulled up,
Yeah.
and I was like, because I wanted to ask Luke about it, because I
Mm-hmm.
had seen a couple tweets about it. I was like, what is this? So I watched Tassie's video, and that's when I texted you, and I was
Yeah.
like, this sounds like a big deal, but is it as big a deal as they're making it? And Luke was like, yes,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh.
I mean, imagine
Oh,
like
dear.
just spending hours and hours and hours doing this thing that you were expect to like really have a fair
Yeah.
chance of
Yeah.
getting,
Right.
and it's the entire system is unintentionally rigged against you getting something that you would
One.
eventually get.
Yeah.
And like it just puts the entire like
The integrity of the
loot
game
system-
feels broken.
yeah.
Like it's really
And,
weird.
And Bungie even said, they came out and tweeted, they're like, yeah, there might be a problem.
Okay, so they haven't been radio silent on it.
No.
No.
They tweeted out, they're like, we just want to say thanks to all the community members that like looked into this. We are looking a lot more into it now because we need to figure out what's up because there is actually something wrong with our API.
Oh my gosh.
And like Light GG got really quick on it too. They
Oh,
like
sure.
overnight developed some like grid where it listed all the perks in the order of the API, and almost every single weapon on the rolls you would see the same
Kind of trajectory of
of like
likelihood.
like right down the middle is all the ones that people are getting
Yeah.
because those are the most common, and then it would just get faint and then it would get big again because the way it's set up is like
It's just
I don't want to
crazy.
over explain it, but
But yeah, it's crazy how like empirical this is actually like.
and I want to know what they're gonna do to fix it
Yeah.
and what they're gonna do to, because I feel like, are they gonna be like, okay, everything double loot forever now, I'm gonna make up for lost time? Oh, but
It's pretty
it's
intriguing.
really unfortunate because I do spend time just playing Destiny trying to get some of those
Good
guns.
rolls. Yeah.
Not in the dungeon,
Yeah.
but I just can't imagine if I like spent 8 hours one day just grinding for one thing and then Bungie being like, oh, actually,
Actually.
You were never gonna get that to begin with.
you should buy a lottery ticket, bud, because there's a better chance.
That's rough.
Why don't you go try and get struck by lightning? Because better chance. It was crazy. Destiny, man. What a roller coaster.
That it is.
We are so back. We are so not back.
Dude. Oh, it's
So
exactly
done.
what it's like.
I've got a few stories over here. First off, William H. Macy, Michael Cera, and Amelia Jones are joining the Running Man. This is becoming a huge, like I knew it was gonna be like a fairly decent ensemble. Like it's Edgar
Scott
Wright.
Pilgrim is back.
This is they're all running in a death trap race, right?
I actually don't know what the story is. Stephen King, but that sounds plausible.
Yeah, probably.
I've seen the Arnold movie, and it was just so bad that I don't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're all in a game show, and it's like a death trap.
That would make sense for what I'm seeing casting, right? Like
some of these people are gonna die immediately.
yeah. It's a little bit like when the Suicide Squad gets cast, right?
Yeah.
They're like,
All right. Yeah, that dude's super dead. William H. Macy, super dead.
I can look up what it's about. I don't know why I'm sitting here guessing. The Running Man.
Running Man.
No, that's what I typed.
Just look at the Schwarzenegger one, and it'll tell you what the premise is.
Surely the
1987 American dystopian action film. Forcibly participate in a TV game show where convicts runners must battle killers for ... clicking link. For their free ... read all. Just, oh my gosh. For their freedom. There was one word left in all that. You can't add that on. Come on, IMDb. You piece of crap.
So it sounds like the
It sounds like Death Race.
Death Race, yes.
But on your feet.
All right.
Guns Akimbo.
Ooh.
Great movie.
We should watch that movie again.
That movie
That was a good
awesome.
one. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, dude, we should watch
I
it.
know we should.
It's really fun.
Let's do it.
It's super out there.
I'm down.
The year is 2017.
Oh, no.
The
We fasted.
future. Oh, do you remember 2017? Good old days.
Justice League. I remember.
Apple is developing an Oregon Trail live action movie.
What?
It's described as an action comedy. Well, that's one of those where I'm like, I have no idea. It's Apple. It could somehow be like
Good?
see, like, yeah,
It's gonna win an
under the
Oscar.
table,
Like,
People
gonna be
just gonna
amazing.
fall over dead randomly of diseases.
they're just gonna poo their guts out till they die. I can't wait for that scene.
I do.
Somebody's
feel,
not gonna make it across the river.
I do feel like making it a comedy is a good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see somebody in that movie die of dysentery. And it's just them violently pooping their pants for like 10 minutes before they die.
Oh no.
That will be pretty funny.
Is there a team announced for it?
No.
There was announcement of Jumanji 3.
I missed that.
Officially greenlit today.
All right.
The Rock needs his money, baby.
The original cast, the cast of the last
cast.
two is expected to return.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I do like those movies, so
Yeah, me too.
I'll be excited. I think they're a lot of fun, so I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah. Same.
It's The Rock, Kevin Hart, Karen Gillan, Jack Black.
Didn't they tease at the end of the second one the characters coming out of the game and into the real world?
Yeah.
They haven't done that since the original Jumanji. So.
Yeah, I think that would be an interesting way of
Could be fun.
doing
Good way to close out the trilogy.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get AI, Robin?
We
Oh no.
Don't do it.
no.
Don't do it.
Oh,
Careful.
something
bud.
we're not getting AI, but in a similar vein, Christopher Lee's voice is being used for Lord of the Rings: War of the Rohirrim. They're going to be using archival recordings from the Hobbit films. This could be really cool or really bad.
I don't like it.
I would rather than just recast.
Get
Yeah.
the guy from Clone Wars.
Like, yeah.
It's literally an animated movie. He was whoever did his voice was awesome in that show.
Yeah. Well, or even I'm even of the mind that you don't have to make it sound exactly the same. Like,
Yeah. Oh, sure.
you don't need to go for a Christopher Lee like. Just give us some good. I don't know, because it kind of backs you into a corner if you're not going to manipulate that with AI kind of a thing to make him say new lines. Like, you're very much locked into what has he already said.
Yeah.
You're writing your script around that. Now, maybe it might be such a minor role that it's not that big of a deal.
The more I hear about this movie, the more concerned I get.
I still have hope.
I'm not saying I don't have hope, but
Is a candle.
I just think it's.
Gandalf. Wait, does
I
Gandalf
don't
say
know.
that?
I'm just nervous about it.
Yeah.
There's between the trailer and kind of all the stuff that's been said about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's to hoping.
Here's the hope. My last news story of the week is Netflix is adding a Moments
Yeah, I saw this.
button, bookmark / social sharing function to their iOS app.
You gonna send me some scenes?
I guess so. I've got to now.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can either like save it. I guess it saves a section of whatever you're watching. You know, if you're really into the Brooklyn Nine-Nine cold opens, you can bookmark your favorite cold opens, or share them on social media.
Do I have to like trim it and clip?
I
The
have no
section I
idea. I
want?
didn't think.
People just gonna be bookmarking entire shows.
Just like every 30 seconds.
I'm
there's
gonna
new
send
bookmark.
a full show to Dana and be like, "You should watch this."
Send me the 3-hour Irishman.
What an interesting.
Dude, I'm gonna bookmark this is Curb Stomp on that. So I can rewatch that every day and remind myself how bad that was. Oh,
I just think
And the
it's
glass breaking and that looks so bad.
oh that movie.
I
was
can
so
understand how Netflix gets here.
They're gonna become a social media app with movies.
Yeah.
Wait till they add review functions.
Oh. No, don't.
great. Amazon has reviews.
Yeah, Netflix is gonna add it too.
And they only show you the positive ones. I've never seen a show reviewed
That's what
poorly
you're
on
saying
Amazon.
on when we watched.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Yeah, whenever Netflix already has.
They have like the thumbs up and thumbs down.
Yeah.
But you can't like
Or the double thumbs
you
up.
can't comment on
Yeah,
it.
but like every time something pops up, it will be a movie I have seen and hated, and it's like 98% match. You'll love this.
Yeah.
It's like you're wrong.
Nope.
I know.
Turns out AI is
actually.
still stupid. And boy howdy, sometimes I'm bored on Netflix.
made me
Like I'm
think of-
scrolling stuff on Netflix, and it's just like dislike, dislike, super like, dislike.
Dude, you just made me when you were like, "You're still stupid." It made me think of Benchwarmers. Like, you're still out. You're still fat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great movie.
So ridiculous.
Any other news stories?
I hope not, because I deleted everything.
Cool.
From my...
Well, Luke, you may have deleted some things, but I know that there's one section left on there. You need to talk about.
And I can
Black
talk
Ops.
about this too.
Yeah, you guys can both talk about Black Ops 6.
Different.
Give us
functions.
some impressions. I know neither of you have really played a ton / beaten the campaign yet.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts initially on the new Call of Duty?
I can go first. I played a little bit of the multiplayer, which naturally makes sense between the two of us. That's what I dabble in. If you remember, I played the beta for this, and I had mentioned how I was too old for this game.
You needed a cane after you played the beta.
Dude, I did. About hurt my back. It was weird. But I have since played a little bit of the multiplayer without my brother and his friends in my party. Skill-based matchmaking. I'm a fan. No, it was a much better experience. I went positive in 2 out of the 3 games I played. And honestly, like, the game feels like more Call of Duty. I think it's a little bit tighter than the last couple. It feels a little bit better to play. And I think the movement system... I don't know if they made changes, but I didn't feel like it was as egregious as it was in the beta. Like, I didn't feel like I couldn't shoot people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So that was cool. The time to kill is way faster, I feel like. I feel like you die instantaneously in multiplayer, which is pretty unique.
Yeah, pretty fast.
But all in all, I've had a good time with it. I think, I haven't spent... Like I said, I've played 3 matches. So, short fuse. I wasn't frustrated. I didn't hate my experience. So that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Will I play this much? I don't know. It's one of those games where, like, if I only have 30 minutes and I want to play something, like, it's perfect for that. I can play 2-3 matches, hop off. Like, I'm not trying to gold gun things or prestige or any of that stuff.
Right.
Although it does have like traditional prestige, which I'm a big fan of, versus what they were doing with the whole like re-leveling every season thing. So that's cool, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much time I'll spend with it. I am interested in the campaign, so I'm interested to hear what Luke has to say. Because everything I've read about the campaign is that it's a lot of fun, and so I'm very interested in checking it out.
I watched a video and somebody was just like, you don't need to play the multiplayer like everybody else is. You can just play it like normal Call of Duty.
Yeah,
That's probably like the best thing I've heard. It's
That's
just
what
like,
I was doing.
Yes, Omni movement is a thing, but you can just, play as you did Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
Or whatever the other one.
You know what I've found is I just play slow, and everybody else tries to play fast, and I usually end up killing them.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to do just way too much, and I'm just like...
Yeah.
That's the sound my gun makes. It's
Slow is fast, fast is slow.
That's
Isn't that
right.
what they say in the Army?
Yep.
Or something like that?
So...
Aim small, miss small?
Uh,
Just quoting American Sniper at this point.
It's smooth feet or quick feet.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
That's right, baby.
Yeah, the campaign, what you've heard probably from most people is that it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd agree with that sentiment. It's a lot of fun. I don't know how far I am into it. I'm probably at least halfway
Nice.
through it. And it's really weird. It's probably more like all the Call of Duty campaigns you remember, but also very different.
Okay.
Because when you're actually in a mission and shooting people and going through the giant cinematic landscapes and the Michael Bay-esque
Yeah.
experiences, like, yeah, that feels like when I was playing Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 1 and all that.
Yeah.
But, like, there's a part in the campaign where you're in like the White House, not the White House, but you're in DC. It's the one they show in the
On the motorcycles and stuff?
yeah, with the motorcycles and all the showcases. And all you have is a camera. And you gotta, like, take pictures of people to get the retinal scan, and you don't have any weapons.
That's cool.
So it's, like, kind of spy stuff, and there's another part where you're, like, in a casino, and you get to play as all the different characters, and, like, there's a guy who doesn't have a gun, but he's a hacker, and you kind of got to sneak around and do some hacking, and then
Dude,
you
that's cool.
switch to the girl, and she does have a gun, and
You're like sneaking around shooting
yeah,
people
and then you
stuff?
switch, like, and then the main character you play as is Case, and you switch to him, and that's when, like, oh, Michael Bay's on.
Yeah.
That's cool, though.
So that's another part of it. But then also, in between each mission, you have this home base. I don't know if this is in the recent ones, but you can go around and talk to all your teammates. You can search for secrets in the house. I played a piano and opened a secret door.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it led to a locked door, and I haven't opened that, and I probably won't because I don't really care. But like
But
I found
still,
a
like,
black
there's-
light, and there's footprints on the ground, and like it's
There's like a little mystery within your home base
Yeah.
that you're kind of uncovering. That's kind of neat.
There's a safe upstairs that I'm sure people have opened, and I'm not going to. But like to have this little home base, and you can buy 3 stations: a training ground, a gear shop, and a weapon shop. It's like so you can essentially like buy perks like faster reload
And
or
build a loadout
hold-
with your campaign missions.
yeah, hold more. Well, no loadouts.
Oh, okay.
They give you stuff unless there's someone you don't know. I don't know, but like you can buy like, oh, I want to be able to put 2 plate of armor plates in instead of just 1. But yeah, so that's like in between each mission. It's kind of nice to kind of just be like, okay, we Michael Bay'd for a bit. Now it's time to talk to my team to see how we're all doing.
Yeah.
Pacing.
Yeah.
Pacing is important.
As for like the actual story, it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
It starts off at a 10 and it goes to 11 every single mission, man.
That's awesome.
I love the mission variety. There's one mission where you go to Iraq and it's an open world. You drive around in your Humvee and you can get out and open supply crates and you got to blow up this missile thing.
Huh.
And like what you pick up then for the rest of the mission, once you're done in the open world, is what you have for that mission. So like
that's pretty cool.
They were like, you take what you have with you. And I didn't stop at any of the places, so I didn't have very much stuff. But
that's awesome.
I'm halfway through and I'm like, what cool thing are they doing next? There's like a scary section, which is kind of reminiscent of zombies. I really having a lot of fun with it.
Nice.
I'm
kind of a surprise, right?
What am I?
Bad at video games.
I'm bad at video games. I'm dying all the time. I'm on default. I think that's regular. You die
Normal or whatever,
super
yeah.
quick in this as well. And so like and you don't heal quick either. So like I'll be hiding behind cover and it's like I start healing. So it's like, oh, I'm going to peek up. Dead. Start over. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've been really enjoying the story. It's in the 90s, so it's a lot of spy thriller.
Yeah.
Stuff and Desert Storm.
And the weaponry doesn't feel like super outdated, but also not like so futuristic that it feels out of place.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, and then like I've mentioned all the Michael Bay stuff. There's something every.
Wizards won a game.
Hey, nice. Things are going good in Washington. Man.
That's right, baby. Jaden Daniels.
Changing everything.
Thank you for changing my life.
Changing the culture of the whole city. But no, like there's the Michael Bay moments. And you're just like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing the whole thing.
Sweet.
It's also nice that it's on Game Pass.
Yeah. Yeah, because otherwise I wouldn't touch this.
I will say if I probably wouldn't have played it if it wasn't on Game Pass.
No. I wouldn't have bought it.
But I'll say if you do have Game Pass, check it out. It's fun.
Nice.
And that could probably be campaign or multiplayer, whatever you like.
Yeah.
You can download stuff separately.
Yeah.
I didn't even download multiplayer. I selected base game and campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, we're gonna save some space on this.
Yeah,
Xbox.
right.
Yeah, it's really nice like that they've started doing that. And like with Call of Duty, gunplay is always feels good to do. Like
Yeah.
I think the guns feel snappy and quick and
I will say, the guns still sound like plastic.
oh, that's never gonna change.
It's annoyed me
Sound-
since
yeah,
Black
that
Ops
sound
1.
that sound design has never been good in my opinion.
Yeah.
They'll never change that.
But you can buy an upgrade of sound.
To hear other people better.
Yeah, did you hear about that?
Yeah. It's like $20 or $30.
What?
It's like a 5-year subscription to somebody they partnered with, and it gives you better audio.
The heck?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's all about the money.
Good lord.
Show me the money.
Ooh, he's
Ooh,
safe.
Oreos. That sounds good with milk tonight.
Ooh, cereal does sound like a good late night snack tonight.
I said Oreos and milk, but yeah, also cereal.
I don't know why I heard Cheerios there.
Oh, Cheerios are like one of the worst cereals.
You just got
My
called
bad.
old, dog.
I am. They're good for my heart, Luke.
I'm over here fighting for my life to stay awake, and I'm also thinking to myself, man, I kind of want to go home and try to play some video games tonight because I didn't play any all weekend.
Well, let's wrap this baby up. What, Tyler? What else did you do this week? Anything else to talk about?
You know,
Are you caught up on the Penguin?
no,
Probably
I'm
since you were
not.
busy.
No, I was busy, but I'll catch up this week.
Are you caught up on Penguin, Brett?
Yes.
Dude, it's so good.
So good.
Yeah, I'll catch up this week.
Yeah, there's a very inspiring speech that I didn't expect in this week's episode.
You're like, crap, I'm rooting for Oz.
It's like, I thought, yeah.
Like,
Dude,
the only
I love-
character I've really rooted for is Victor, and then for
Yeah.
that split second, you're like, yeah, Oz, and you're like, no, I don't like you, actually.
Bro, if 3
I see
episodes
what you've
ago
done.
you weren't rooting for Sophia, we have beef.
No, I'm rooting for Sophia.
She's like
My reasons are my own.
I did love like the little post show thing after episode 4, and they were like, "Yeah, she's like the closest thing to a hero we have in this show," and I was like, "I mean, you're not wrong,
Wrong,
but like, she kind of does some pretty wild stuff."
Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, you can be a fanboy of anything, right? And I'm a Washington Commanders fan. If you obviously haven't come out from under your rock, you wouldn't know how their game ended yesterday.
Get out of that rock.
But it was honestly just one of the coolest moments as a fan.
Dude, I'm glad I got to see that live.
It was so
the
cool.
The Chiefs game just ended.
Yeah.
And so I was just watching. Like,
we're going to bring you into
playing.
Washington.
Oh, and I was like, oh, hopefully they'll stop them, because if they don't, they'll lose.
They don't stop them. They still win.
They won.
I was at Axis, and I hadn't checked my phone in a minute, and all of a sudden it was blowing up because you guys.
Dude, when that play happened, so many people text me, and like I just want to say, if ever you've watched the show, or if you were one of those people who texted me, I appreciate how many people know that I have stuck with this team through those dark times. Because it's really cool to be in a situation where the team is good in a way that feels sustainable. So that's my fanboy thing this week. I'm just really happy that my favorite football team finally has a quarterback.
Nice.
That's it.
Love it. Luke?
No. I talked about all my stuff.
All right.
I mean, I've been playing Destiny, but...
When are you not playing Destiny?
Oh, I played Lepke on College Football 25.
Did you beat him bad? Or did he beat you bad?
I
Did you
beat him.
tie?
I beat him.
Oh, wait, there's no ties in college football.
There are not ties in college football. But I did beat him, yes.
Nice.
Sorry,
Very nice. It was kind of bad.
Hey, what does that say?
I just wanted to real quick take the opportunity to talk a little bit more about some of the features that I saw at the Tallgrass Film Festival.
Apparently that sound upgrade requires you to scan your ears.
Oh, for the Call of Duty thing?
That's weird. I don't know about all that.
Maybe we should have my mom do it. She's deaf from one ear. I'm curious what it would say.
Yeah, so I went to like I said earlier, to the Tallgrass 22nd
Why
Tallgrass
did you get a name
Film
tag?
Festival because I was a Tall Pass holder. You can scan this and get into all of the things.
Oh, so they just give you like a
rather than like having to pull my phone out and scan individual tickets.
They just give you.
You just scan that and they're
That's
like,
kinda cool.
okay, you're good, go in.
How tall was the grass?
Or the pass.
At least 6 feet.
Wow.
Man, I wouldn't have been able to see anything.
Yeah,
Just right at the top of my head. So yeah, I watched 3 blocks of shorts, and then found myself at 3 Kansas feature premieres. All 3 are actually local. They're have been made by Wichita kind of natives here. Meet Me at Magic Hour is a feature that was shot by Monica Honey. She's young, just out of college. I think she was saying that this was like a $3,000 feature they shot over the course of like 3 weeks. A nice little exploration of a character who is very representative of unrepresented people. A queer character of color who is like neurodivergent. And just the process in which this character is experiencing emotions and how they're processing like the death of their mother. I think it's a really sweet film. They do some fun things where there's kind of like you like pop inside the character's mind, and takes place in different movies. So it's like Breakfast Club and the fastest gun in the West. Is that one of the like a Clint Eastwood like?
Good, Bad, Ugly?
No.
Was there a poncho?
There was not a poncho, but and then like a 1980s black and white. They're all very like it pays homage to these other films. The next one is Arrive Alive, directed by Gina Bryant. I actually had the good fortune to be able to go and help out on set one day on this on this feature. And
You're in it, right?
I was an actor,
Yeah.
and I had a line, and it's in like the first 30 seconds of the movie.
Nice. Were you
And
like,
then
oh, that's weird?
And then I'm gone. Well, I had no idea where it was when we, like, in the movie when we shot it. I didn't have that, like, it wasn't really important for my character, so I wasn't bothering to ask. But yeah, it was funny that it just opened up on this bar scene. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be, oh, there I am, and there's my line, and we're moving on. Okay, great. But yeah, it's.
Did you sign any autographs after the feature?
No autographs. I don't think anyone recognized me.
Dang.
Can I have your autograph?
Brah, you can absolutely have. No.
Oh, man. You were definitely about to take that somewhere else, and then you remembered you were in front of a microphone.
For $10, I give you an autograph.
I was about to sign so many checks in his name, man.
But yeah, this is directed by Gina. It's written by Roy, her husband. They like to play with expectations quite a bit, and so the film often kind of jumps into lanes that you don't expect. But it's kind of a revenge, like a small town revenge murder mystery. Not like murder mystery like Knives Out or anything like that, but just someone has died in the past, and we're trying to figure out who did it and how it happened. And,
like Glass Onion? No.
The third Kansas film is called Startup. It was made in kind of the greater Wichita area over the course of 7 years. They started working on this 7 years ago. Crazy. And it was just, a day here, a day there when it worked for kind of the skeleton crew. And it won Best Kansas Feature out of the three. I think there were some other maybe Kansas documentaries that aired that I didn't get a chance to see yet. But this is honestly phenomenal. It looks great for knowing how it was made.
I saw some stills from this one probably 7 months ago.
Yeah.
Because Madison's in that.
Yes.
And
she has a very small role, but yeah.
Yeah, she had posted some stills from her time with it, and I thought it looked pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, very. It's a comedy, kind of an action comedy. They do action really well. They do the comedy is great. And we know, like Alex was second AC on us.
Oh, nice.
So he got to help out a little bit. But yeah, just they should be incredibly proud of what they pulled off. And I hope my feature doesn't take 7 years to make, but also time,
shooting a film's hard.
It's hard because none of them are doing it full time, right? Like they all have careers and other professions and lives and families, and so the fact that it just turned out, it's one that if you have, any of these that I'm mentioning, I would suggest that you watch on the virtual pass if you have a virtual pass because that's the virtual pass for the film festival basically means for the next week I think you have access to all these films. Yeah. So, and then the last one I want to mention is Paper Marriage. This one was not on my radar, but one of the evenings I ended up talking to the writer and director, one person, the editor and the composer were all at the festival, and I ended up having a 2-hour conversation with them. Nice. So then I was like, I've got to go see it. Yeah. So I made sure to make time and go see it. It's about a guy who agrees to basically get paid to marry someone who wants to live in the U.S., right? Whose visas have expired, and she can't stay unless she gets married. She needs a green card. And just the, I don't know, the dynamics that kind of a complicated relationship might have. Yeah. It's really sweet as well, and really well written. The writer director is also the lead actor in it. Oh, cool. So he was saying, Jeff is his name. Jeff has did about 8 years of shorts before he got his But his last short was the thing that like really got him noticed and got him
Nice.
this. So a little bit of hope to all of us filmmakers who are just kind of grinding away, and like one day something will get seen, right?
Yeah. That's awesome.
So I definitely recommend, if you have time to watch, a handful. I understand that the virtual pass isn't cheap, but if you have the opportunity to watch a handful of films over the course of the next week, go grab a virtual pass. There are some really good things on there, and yeah, if you want to laugh a lot, go watch Startup. That's hilarious.
Awesome.
So
Was that your favorite of the ones you watched?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. There were some incredible short, like really, really well made shorts, and visual effects wise too. Like that weren't big budget. They're just they took 3 years to make, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, so impressive. So yeah, that was all I did this week. So
Sweet.
thank you guys for watching, for listening.
Woo!
Yeah. Have a good week. We'll talk to you. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.